Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Whiteout Survival. Today I'm going to go over more in-depth stuff, which the first two episodes give you more of a nice beginners friendly way of looking at the game, but we're going to go over more in-depth stuff to do with troops as well as the heroes and exploration today, so stay tuned for all that goodness with me, MrSneakyy. Hello, so yes, we're going to go into today's episode of Whiteout Survival. So what we're going to be going over is, like I said, some troop stuff, some to do with your heroes as well as formations, and at the end of today's video we're going to do the new event, which is a lucky wheel event, very similar as you can imagine from Call of Dragons. So we're going to go over some of the stuff that's happened so far in the new events that's come across. Then we'll go into some of the nitty gritty stuff, right? So we click on our hero events and we go to the Hall of Chiefs. The stage 2 is now unlocked and you're able to get some points here by doing hero development. And when you click on this little tab here, it does tell you all the tips on gaining points. So at the moment, if you spin the lucky wheel, you're going to get a ton of points, which is a really good way of obviously trying to benefit from the lucky wheel event and a strongest lord event. Obviously this is probably more tailored to the big spenders being able to obviously spin a wheel so hard, but you can see also you can gain different ways of using your shards or even gathering in this area to obviously help develop your city, which obviously develops your hero. So really cool little stage increase on the Hall of Chiefs. We have the lucky wheel, which we're going to spin later on. As we said, we've got 36 spins here, so we're going to try and spin it as many times as we can with even potentially the last bit of gems we've got, because we've got 12k gems, so that might be enough for all the costs, but we're going to see all the costs afterwards. And then at the moment we still have the fortress battle, which we talked about in the earlier episode. This battle, as you can see, starts in 4 hours time, so we are already located at the fort. I'm going to showcase that in a moment as well, and then we're going to obviously be recording and hopefully fighting for this fort. Then we've still got Gina's Revenge rocking and the Bear Hunt, which is the hunting trap mechanic which you saw earlier. And then we have obviously our monument. This is, as you can imagine, the same monument in Call of Dragons. So as the season goes and progresses through, as we can see right here, we're at Fortress Blitz, where we're going to get 4,000 gems, which is basically a free teleport, as well as some other goodies which you can spend that gems on. But as you can see, it goes all the way down and you have all your different events and unlocks throughout the season. So we can go through this on another episode if you guys would like me to. And we can try and see what these unlocks are, what you have to do properly in them. But what did unlock today, but I was asleep when this got triggered, unfortunately, is the Crazy Joe event. So you can see these crazy trains come in, and hopefully we're going to be able to trigger this again later on when everyone comes online. And the way this works is very similar to the Rise of Kingdoms event, the Shadow Legion Assault. So what this event does entail for you to do is, if we come out of the city into the world map right now, it allows your city to be hit by some PvE content. And in this area, what you're going to have to do is garrison your allies to gain more points and obviously help them get through certain stages. So this is all about teamwork. It's all about defending your cities and garrisoning those cities to get as high as an alliance point level to get some rewards. So very similar to Shadow Legion. You can see in the event as well, when we go to the Crazy Joe, there is alliance rankings right now. Our alliance at the moment is rank number 1 somehow, but you can see none of the big boys really have done this yet. They're going to be doing it most likely later on, so we can see what those rankings will be. You can see the personal rankings too, on how much you have basically been able to save, or how much, you know, scoring you got, and this is a personal ranking against everyone in the kingdom. So far in the kingdom, and I was offline, so I couldn't heal and I couldn't get any garrison or like that during this stage. Obviously, we only finished rank 3 at the moment, and again, we've still got more players to obviously do this with. So when you go to the event details, it does tell you have to defend against these bandits, and you can go up these rulings, and it explains where these attacks do come from. And just on cue, here he is, Mr. Yodakins, in the video, like always. So with that, we've gone over basically the new event, and as you can see, we are positioned just across from the fort. So we're going to be able to be on our territory to gain some buffs, as well as then being able to obviously then teleport or attack this fortress for our alliance. So hopefully it's going to be really good. 4 hours to go on that. So obviously when Nick comes, we're going to be recording that footage for you guys. So let's go into some more nitty-gritty stuff to do with the game right now, because there's a lot of things that obviously I've given you guys a little bit of a touch on, but I haven't really fully explained how those mechanics work. And it's obviously, if you are interested in playing it, we're going to go through them. So the troops in this game is pretty interesting. As you can see, you've got all the way up to tier 10 troops, and the way you actually unlock your troops in this game isn't the same as Call of Dragons or in Rise of Kingdoms, because if you look at your research center in this and go to the battle tech, this is generally where you would see your tier 2, 3, 4, 5 tech in Call of Dragons. However, the tech research in here is specifically for battle tech only. So everything you're going to see here is basically either troop attack buffs, specific attack or health or defense buffs for your units, and the ability to hold a larger capacity of those units. So in order to actually upgrade and get your units from tier 1 up to all the way to what at the moment we're at tier 7, which is basically, as you can see, a purple border. So from someone like myself, all those guys who are watching it from Call of Dragons, this is basically your first tier 4 unit. And what it does is basically you have your tier 4 unlock, and at tier 8, this is basically tier almost 4.5 before you have that tier 5 big push. So it always gives you basically a unit at either 3.5, 2.5, like a halfway stepping stone between the big jump of tier 4 or tier 3 to tier 4 troops in this case. And the reason it does that is, again, it allows you to have some sort of bridged gap to actually fight between these units. Obviously, the tier 7 are not as strong as the tier 9 troops here, but again, the tier 8 troops are a bit stronger than these tier 7 and stand a better chance for you, and they'll give you obviously more power when you are looking for your units. As you can see right now as well at the bottom, the way you unlock these units is through the building itself. So if you unlock the infantry camp to level 22, it is going to then unlock the training troop immediately. You don't have to do any research or anything, just upgrade the building. And by upgrading the building, obviously you're going to get the new infantry type or the new training upgrade. As well, you will also get some stats for your account. So you're going to gain some training speed for that unit, which is really good. You also increase its own training capacity, which you can imagine is really good for your obviously building your units, because at the moment we have only 117 capacity, and as you can see in this game, your buildings do go all the way to building 30 for your main combat ones. So you can imagine right now being at City Hall 19 is almost the mid stage of the progress, right? Because we've just unlocked our tier 4 unit for the first time. So when we get to around stage 23, 24 and 25, when we start to get to the bigger numbers, that's when it's obviously going to be a bit more costly. But at the same time, when we go into the training troops, we're going to be able to unlock the infantry camp, and at level 26, you're going to get your first tier 5 unit, which is really cool to actually get. So you don't have to fully max out to max out 30 to get the big boy unit, right? So really cool aspect of the game, but I actually really enjoy it. And so far we've been able to push, as you can see, almost now to 5 million power. If you want to look at the other units, they are always the same workings, but when you do click on the models, you can see them upgrade. And the cool thing with these guys as well, with the Lancers, you can see they go really heavily changed as well when you hit certain upgrades. So this guy looks insane compared to him. And then when obviously we have our main tier 7, he then upgrades into the main tier 8. Then he goes into tier 9, adding that extra face shield. And then at tier 10, you get some extra cosmetics, as you can see, on like the helmets and stuff like that. It gives him more of an overall broader look. When you look at the marksman, I actually prefer the marksman changes the most. I think these guys look really cool. And when you go into their upgrade, to start off with the crossbows, as you can imagine, and then you get this musket pistol, which is really cool. And then it gets a little bit of a barb front on it, which is like a bayonet for those units. And obviously you get a nice little reticule, and now at the big boy tier 4 units, you will unlock a rifle, which is really cool to see. Then we get some nice cool scopes and that little bit of camouflage. Then on top we get a bigger gun with some really cool cosmetics added to the unit. And then again for the final one, we get like our cape, even bigger scope, like a sniper rifle right now, and they look more like an Apex Predator, like their name says, the Apex Marksman. So as we said, the way the game works at the moment, you have your marksman units. Those units are stronger against the infantry are stronger against the lancers, and the lancers are stronger against the marksmen. So it's a nice holy trifecta of units, how they work. And the reason why there's 3 main units is because in the game there's only 3 types of heroes. So again, these heroes are within one of those categories, and it's really easy to tell by looking at the top left corner of the heroes right now, because you're going to be able to see the shield icon for the infantry, and that is for someone like MrSneakyy. Really cool hero. He's an epic that you're going to be using honestly a lot in this game. I love MrSneakyy in this. And we do also have Natalia, which is a really cool unlock for the tank slot as well that you can get, but she isn't as strong as my MrSneakyy, so we don't really use her at the moment. But we were going to go into some cool things about how heroes work a little bit later on after we finish this section. You've got other cool heroes, again, like your marksman. Your primary marksman, which is on the lucky wheel at the moment, which we're going to spin for hopefully later, is Zinman here. Mr. Zinman does some crazy damage with his skills, and with his new promotion, as you can see, he's going to gain some new abilities like Robust, and he's going to get Positional Battler, which allows him to increase the damage of all of his troops on the battlefield. Really powerful ability to have as a marksman there. And when you look at like the skills now, and we break it down for like what a hero skill page looks like, as you can see, these unlock by ascending that hero. So there's so many heroes in the game, and the funny thing is with this game, it honestly gives you so many recruits and abilities to get hero stars and ways to level up these heroes. That's how we've almost got already 3-star heroes in this game. It's an insane way of actually being able to actually reward players by actually just giving them what they want, which is the heroes which you love, right? So when we look at some more parts about the heroes, as we can see, we'll go into like Bahiti here, who's another type of marksman that you can start with in the game. And when you do get to a certain level on your city hall, which is, or your forge, which is around, I think, forge level 11 or 12, you're going to unlock some gear slots. And gear is just simple. It's just either green, grey for the lowest, green, blue, then purple, and then you can see golden. So you have easy sets to go for, and from here all you have to do is click the enhance button, and any overlap on, you know, your gear you have, which you can gain, as you can see, through the exploration. If we just claim it right now, we've just got 2 pieces of gear. So if we claim those from this passive AFK, you know, resource system, we can literally just go into our Bahiti now, go to the gear we want, choose, for example, this, and then level it up. So just like that now, and we hit enhance, we've leveled it up. He's gained 900 power, and he's now got a level 4 enhancement on his gear. So really easy way to actually, you know, use your heroes here. And the cool thing with this game, which I honestly adore, is the drill camp. So the drill camp in this will be unlocked for you guys a little bit later on, again around City Hall or Forge level between 10 to 12. And what this drill camp does is amazing. So the drill camp gives you 2 options, as you can see on screen. The first one it gives you is the ability to have the hero drill camp. So what the hero drill camp does, it gets your 5 main heroes that you want to invest into, and it puts them in the battlefield, as you can see right there. And what it does is the lowest level of all 5, so at the moment it's my Sarge, it will then allow the heroes in the drill camp below to gain that level. So the way I can showcase this, for example, is if we remove or click on one of these drills, you can see my marksman is only level 25. But because my main heroes that I invested into here are all level 45 or 44, it's going to allow them to obviously get that push of upgrade. And it's a really cool concept that you can do with that heroes, because what you're going to do in the early game is obviously use any hero you want, and you're going to love and figure out the best heroes that you've been enjoying the most in the game. And once you do figure out who you're going to be investing into, what you can do is just click the level reset right here. And by clicking the level reset, as you can see, we can just reset those heroes, and we can reset these all the way back down to 1. It doesn't cost you anything to do this, and you get back all the XP you have been investing into. So right here you can see now, if we go back to the level drills, all my heroes are still level 44. All of these are still level 44 on screen, but if I actually go and take them out of the drill camp now, we will then be able to level them up from level 1 all the way to 45 if we choose to. But we don't want to do that, because that drill camp system is there to help you keep a full roster of power, and that is the best tip I'm going to share with you guys in today's video. So right now, if we level up our Jesse here, you're going to see now all the heroes are now 45, and that is an amazing increase of power we've just gained. Again, if we just move across and try and get some of these heroes as close as we can to 46 now. When we go to the drill camp, you're going to see we have 2 of the heroes, 3 of the heroes at 46. So we only need 2 more to get there. And once they get to the level resets, which we can still do, by the way, by just resetting our Natalia for the last time. If we go now and level up our Gina, if we go to Gina, as well as now our Bahiti of those 2 characters, when we look at all of them now, they are all 46. So we've just gained all that power for free, and when we come out of it, you can see we've gained a bunch of power, almost now in creeping 50k below that 5 million mark. So I hope that makes sense to you guys with the troops as well as the heroes. I hope you've been enjoying today's video. I'm going to cut it there before it gets too long, because obviously we don't want it to stretch out too crazy for you guys. But if you put anything in the comments on what you guys want me to explain next, we will be covering it for you. Just to give you a little hint and a little future tip and trick for the next video, we will be talking about the exploration mechanic, how this actually works, the benefits of basically exploring, and giving you some suggestions on some great formations for your exploration to push through. As you can see, all the way to the moment I'm at 219, and the higher this is, the better rewards you're going to gain through XP and the steel that's going to be required to obviously help you push your research tech. So with all that said, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Whiteout Survival. It's been me, MrSneakyy, like always. I hope you've been enjoying this content. I've been loving this game. Honestly, it's a blast to play. Really fun community as well. And they're really, honestly, sharing the knowledge when you come in. So if you're a noob like me, I'm pretty much a noob in this game, but we have learned quite a lot, and we've been able to use all our Call of Dragons knowledge so far that we've had on the channel and apply it to this game, and it's been working phenomenal for us. So with all that said, smash a like, comment and subscribe to the channel. My name is MrSneakyy, an official Call of Dragons content creator, bringing you some Whiteout Survival gameplay and series videos for you guys, just to shake things up on the channel, to break things up, and I hope you've been enjoying it as much as I have. And with all that said, stay safe, stay sneaky, and until the next video, peace out everyone.